All right, this is a very important update for you. Just pay attention to this. Today is the 25th of May, 2025. This is quite so lifting, and you got to listen to this and get all the benefit you need to get in time. All right, comrade, your time now.
Please, I said that the disbursement is going to take place next week based on the information and the meeting we held on the Pioneer. And the government is not only Pioneer, CBM is going to disburse, Pioneer is going to disburse, AK Foundation is going to disburse, Jobat is going to disburse, CBN is going to disburse, Supreme is going to disburse, Sena is going to disburse. Anyone that is ready, they give them the permission to disburse their own. So from next week ending, I said ending, you hear the some good news of what God is going to do. And the Ken birthday is going to be on 29th of this month, and he said it in his church that the good news will start before his birthday, so that he will celebrate his birthday with good news.
All right, thank you very much for that submission. That should be, what's the name again? That should be Dr. Moses. Yes, I think Dr. Moses. All right, so you know that there are, in life, there are moments when the dark clouds that have hung over the people begins to shift. Yes, and I think we have arrived at that moment right now when hope that has been long buried under the weight of delays and some disbelief, discouragement has started beginning to breathe again. And I believe that this is one of those moments for thousands, if not millions, of hopeful individuals who have waited with persistent faith. There is a powerful shift that is happening on the horizon right now. It's no longer just a whisper, it is an echo that I believe is rising into a declaration. Something good is coming. Yes, for years, people have been holding on to the promise of a better tomorrow through this grant and humanitarian funds that is tied to several of these organs, the UAAG, the CBN slot, the Theobat, the Supreme, the Centrita, and others like that. Families have suffered. Yes, dreams have been deferred. Faith has been tested. And many have begun to ask that question that went unanswered for so many years. People have sat through meetings with no closure. They waited for green lights that always seemed to be stuck on red. But now, as we stand on that edge of May 2025, that edge line towards the end of the month, there is reason to believe that the tide is finally turning. According to the recent reliable updates, a high-level meeting was held with some key Pioneer Authority figures involved in the administration and coordination of major disbursement programs, including the UAAG, the CBN, slot pioneers, the Theobat, and others. And this meeting was not one of the usual empty briefings that used to be filled with vague promises. No, this time there were specifics and there was strategy. Most importantly, there was permission. And from next week's ending, just like you heard from Dr. Moses, a new chapter might begin for those who have been deemed ready. So based on decisions made during this pivotal meeting, any organization or NGO that is prepared, properly structured and compliant, including the UAAG, the Supreme Theobat, Centrita, and the rest of them, would be granted permission to proceed with disbursement. This is not a essay. It is the outcome of a strategic engagement with the powers that be, those who hold the keys to the vaults of these long-awaited funds intended to uplift the common man and restore their dignity into their families, awaken destinies that have long been held in suspense. Now, one of the most inspiring piece of this update comes from Apostle Ken Nwakama himself, a name that many in the humanitarian and grant community recognize with respect. In a recent message of encouragement, Apostle Ken said something that good news would begin before his birthday. Yes, that's a date that holds some deep personal and symbolic meaning for him, and for many also who look up to him as a leader of light in this difficult journey. His birthday actually is on the 29th of May 2025, and he stated emphatically that he would celebrate it with good news. Now, to some, this might sound symbolic, but to those who have been in this space long enough to understand some spiritual timing and divine orchestration, and also how God uses vessels to release certain blessings, this statement rings with destiny, if I may say. And if this good news is to begin before May 29th, then we are not talking months away, we are talking days. And this means the week following this one, the last full week of May 2025, might usher in one of the most impactful financial and emotional breakthroughs for individuals, for communities, and NGOs who have clung to the promises of this divine distribution and allocation. Now, the word that was used by Dr. Moses, permission, that phrase, permission to disburse, let us look at that holistically in this vein. Now, in the bureaucratic world of financial grants and fund management, this is the final barrier, which means that all the back-end reconciliation, the due diligence, the compliance protocols, the legal documentation, and the audit systems have been fulfilled, at least to a satisfactory level, for an actual release of these funds to every beneficiaries who are in need. It means that the funds are now available. The portals are ready, NGOs are cleared, payout structures are confirmed. And most importantly, it also means that beneficiaries who have waited in limbo will finally see what believed, or what they have believed for over time. And in practical terms, what this could mean for thousands of individuals across nation within Nigeria is that the bank alerts will be replacing excuses, what a beauty to watch. The celebrations will be replacing the moment of sorrow over time. Then the strategic impact project would be launched. There will be job creation and empowerment centers receiving funding also. Orphans, widows, the aged ones, the vulnerable groups would be remembered. In other words, testimonies will flood the social media instead of frustration now. Now, let's be honest. Let's be honest. A lot of people have given up, and it is understandable, because the reason is because the journey has been long. It has tested the patience of a lot of people. Trust has been stretched enough. But the beauty of hope is that it doesn't need a whole crowd to survive. It only needs a remnant. And if you are still listening to me right now, it means that you're part of that remnant that still believes that good is coming to you. Yes. So we are encouraged to be very optimistic, not just wishful thinkers, but people who anchor their expectations in real-time developments and strategic updates. When someone like Apostle Ken, who has consistency over time and this accountability, we could account for him, says, I will celebrate my birthday with good news. It means that heaven and earth are beginning to align for something extraordinary. Wow. This is Princess Channel. In case you're new here, do subscribe and hit the bell so that you don't miss out on vital updates. I'll be with you shortly and in a moment. All right, welcome back. This is Princess once again, and I want you to remember the mission behind this morning. In all the excitement, let us never forget why this disbursement matters. This is not just about sudden wealth that is going to be experienced in our homes, in our houses. This is not about vanity or competition. This humanitarian and grant-related disbursement were always designed. The essence of it is to heal broken families. It is meant to revive the struggling businesses that are down. It is also meant to sponsor education for the undeserved, to uplift the widows and orphans, to create employment and community transformation, and to restore hope to millions who have been economically and emotionally stranded. So this is not just a financial miracle coming for all of us, it is a revival of purpose. So when the disbursement finally happens, and signs now suggest it's just around the corner, it's going to ignite a new generation of destiny fulfillers, community leaders, non-profit organizers, and future philanthropists. I believe that you're going to be one of them in time. So stay ready, stay clean as we await this long anticipated breakthrough. Let us also stay spiritually and mentally prepared. History has shown that sometimes in the excitement of incoming wealth, people lose the focus. They lose integrity and humility that kept them grounded during the waiting season. But I want to remind you that you should not cheat others. Do not abandon your mission. Do not become boastful. No. Use your funds very wisely and righteously. Also, don't forget, remember the poor and the forgotten. Yes, if you are part of any of the organizers or clusters on the UAAG, on the Theobat Supreme, the Pioneers Lords, and others, stay connected, stay prayerful, stay alert. May 29th is not just going to be the birthday of the country director, Apostle Professor Ken. In Nigeria's political calendar, it is also a democracy day. Yes, it's a symbolic moment that is marking the transition of power and hope in leadership. Could it be that this date was divinely chosen to mark not just a personal celebration, but a national and spiritual shift? That Apostle Ken's words were not casual. They were witty, and it appears they were deliberate. I will celebrate my birthday with good news. May 29th, 2025 is not far. The countdown seems to have begun. On a final word, dearly beloved on this channel, or anyone listening to the sound of my voice right now, I know you've waited long. You've cried in secret. You have been mocked, been ignored and questioned many times. You have encouraged others even while your own heart was breaking. You have prayed. You possibly listened to countless updates, but you are not forgotten. The pain will not be wasted. This new update, based on the meeting held with high-level coordinators, is not just another empty promise. It's an activation point. A gate has opened. Permission has been given. The clock is ticking. Prepare your mind. Set your affairs in order. The shift you prayed for may arrive within days. Let your faith rise again. Dust off your expectations. Speak words of hope. Declare blessings over your account, your family, your vision. The story is changing. Let May 2025 be remembered as the season when mourning was turned into dancing and waiting was turned into wealth. Be very hopeful. Be very optimistic. And be ready. I rest my case. And I hope this encouragement will actually go a long way to lift something within your spirit. If it does, glory be to God. If it doesn't, begin to gather up the pieces of the fragments. Catch up. Brother, catch up. Sister, it is well. Catch up. Until I come your way again, I just wish you a restful night. Tonight, see yourself already having the money in the dream, then it will come to reality, okay? We love you, Princess. It welcome you once again. And we love you until we draw this curtain and come back again. Do have a very blissful night rest. And bye for now. Good night.